Old hee haw.
No, hee haw. I grew up on that. Hee haw and Dukes of Hazzard.
Nothing like the old classics.
I refuse, sir.
No,
to watch hee haw.
You have no idea what you're missing.
I hee haw. You know what though? Another show that I don't like because like there were shows that like I would leave my TV on when I was a kid, and I would hear them. Like I would hear the intros. So right. Taxi was one. I knew it was time to go to bed. Our TV was pretty much over when MASH came on. But that in the heat of the night. In the heat of the night is the reason why I feel the way about Mississippi that I feel today. And Eric will tell you, I don't trust Mississippi. We drove to Mississippi. I wouldn't get out the car. I sat in the car like this.
Wouldn't even watch Mississippi Burning with me on cable.
Wow.
But not watching this. I'm not watching this. It's ridiculous. Oh man, yeah. It's certain shows I just can't get into.
My guilty pleasure when I was a little kid was Night Court because that was on after I went to bed. I had this old black and white TV with the rabbit ears and all that, and so I would make sure that the volume was down low, and I'd watch Night Court before I went to bed.
Them and Barney Miller. I got to dig those up next. Those were pretty good.
Two things you guys
Steve Gutenberg. Did I ever tell you I was raised by wolves?
There's when I was a little boy at like 4 a.m, some Canadian station was showing Transformers. Like and I remember tuning the station in, and it was because of Generation of One, and I'm sitting there, and I could only see it on this and this weird tradition I keep to this day. My mother had a bad habit of keeping a little small black and white radio but /TV combo in the bathroom all the time, and so I could only get it on that. So there I am in the bathroom at 4 o'clock in the morning, tuning in Transformers. I remember my dad was saying, he was like, Are you in the bathroom or are you trying to watch TV? And I had to sit on the toilet with my pants down so in case he would open the bathroom so he could think that I wasn't BSing. I was trying to watch the show. But
BM in disguise, dude. Yeah. BM in disguise.
Yeah, and just sitting there. But I remember that. And to this day now, I keep a television in the bathroom. There's a 20-inch television in the bathroom.
Really? Because I just used your bathroom 2 days ago. I didn't notice it.
No, not that bathroom. That's the guest bathroom. I don't care about those people.
I thought that was the main bathroom.
No, in the main bathroom. There's a 20-inch TV.
Your ensuite? You have an ensuite then?
Obviously, he used to watch Married with Children because there's nothing more sacred than a man's throne.
But also, I tried to get the wife to watch Dune last night, and she got all of 15 minutes in before she was like, "This is stupid and old." And I don't want to watch
which Dune were you watching?
David Lynch.
Oh, wow. Get the Alan Smithy one. Or not the Alan Smithy one. Make sure you have the David Lynch one.
Yeah.
Not the Alan Smithy one.
No, the David Lynch. She's like, this is stupid. This is old. Look at it.
The pacing in that was for a different era, so I can imagine why she.
Oh, that's nothing. Try to watch the sci-fi adaptation of Dune. That you think the pacing in the David Lynch movie is bad? Holy shit! That thing moves
I
like.
I love the David Lynch Dune. This new one,
I'm like molasses. Yeah.
Let me hit the intro and we'll come back and introduce ourselves, guys. Here we go. Ready?
Hang on, everybody.
I got it. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay.
I got it. Here we go.
Snazzy.
Yeah.
As the guy in the pitch meetings would say, that's tight.
Yeah. New intros are tight.
New intros are tight.
Hello, everybody. My name is Varian Grant. I am the founder of Indie Volt Media LLC. Been making comics since 2008, and this is the first episode of Indie Volt Livewire, which is really weird because nothing's changed. It's still the same thing, but yeah. So anyway, been making comics since 2008, and I am a comic book artist, writer, publisher, fan sometimes. Not of my own work, of everybody else's though. Everyone else's work is great, not mine. father, husband, geek, reluctant taxpayer, all that good stuff. And I am joined, as always, by the very talented, ultra successful Randy Zimmerman. Hello, Randy.
No, I thought you were going to Eric.
So did I.
Hey, everybody, I'm Randy Zimmerman. I've been in alternative and independent comics for many decades. I've printed under the Arrow Comics banner, the Weeby, and the Massive Comics banner. Done freelance for a lot of different companies over a lot of many years, some of which are not even around, most of which probably are not even around anymore. But I've done everything that you can do in the direct market that you can possibly do, including get really frustrated over Diamond. To the point where you're banging the phone against the countertop because these guys didn't make any sense. But I've done conventions. I retailed for many years. Met my wife while I was retailing, and did my own newspaper for about a decade called Flick Comics and Entertainment, where we did 100 issues, printed 10,000 each, circulated them around my little county, and only got a few dozen or so back every issue that we gave away at conventions. It was a lot of fun. It was advertiser supported. It's newspaper, folded out, had comic strips and other stuff in it. But anyway, now I do the Zim Geek channel over on YouTube, and I'm here as part of Indie Volt, doing the podcast 3 or 4 times a week.
Yeah, we're on all the time. We're on all the time. Also,
every day.
Dreaded Dinosaurs tonight.
Yes, how's it going? My name is Eric Hodson. I am at Dreaded Dinosaur on all the social medias. Creator of Dreaded Dinosaur Man on Webtoon. And looking forward to telling some more. I got a new chapter I'm working on right now. Can't wait to get that out. Also, illustrator for Roddy Piper, the Kilted Avenger, which you can get on Pro Wrestling Tees website.
Awesome.
Right now. Killer book.
I should have told you to hand that to me. Like, let me see that book.
Yeah, let's try that.
Yeah, other way.
Oh wait,
I don't have a copy, or you could have passed it up. I just have to
pass
it off to the side here.
Let me see that. Yeah, that's a nice looking book here. Yeah.
And you can find me at erichodson.com, where you can buy some of my artwork, help me pay the rent. I also show up here periodically on Indie Volt and cause problems for varying.
Mm-hmm. And now, it had to happen. It had to happen. We had to.
Wait. We need to tell folks, because I've looked in the chat. We need to tell folks that the news, or views and opinions expressed in this program are not necessarily those of Indie Volt Media LLC and do not reflect the official policy or position of any guest or sponsors. Viewer discretion is advised.
Very deeply advised, because and two, we have to be very careful, because now I understand now how most of the MCU felt when Tom Holland came on board, because we have the youngest person ever in Indie Volt history.
Yeah.
So, Noah, how's it going?
Good.
Now, Noah, you got a book coming out, but first, Noah, you are indeed 15, is it?
Yep, 15.
15 years old.
Yeah.
I remember what it was like to be 15. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Go back.
It's crazy, the mood swings.
Yeah.
You're too dramatic. My dad keeps telling me that. No, it's not a big deal. You're being too dramatic. Stop worrying. I'm like, but it is a big deal, So can't wait till I get out of that. But it's pretty much, it's fun, And
you got a book coming out.
So I just launched on Saturday Maverick's Decimation. It's a 76-page of story, technically 80, but only 76 pages of story. Graphic novel. It's going to be square bound stuff. It's on Indiegogo. It's pretty cool.
We're going to take a look at that, but as Tench says, 15 and doing comics, you're heading a straight direction if you know where to go at that age. Yeah.
Thanks.
I feel proud of him already. My chest is
Thanks.
When he first popped up on Twitter, I was like, wait a minute, this is awesome. I have a teacher's background. I taught middle school, high school art for a little while, and just seeing someone his age taking the initiative to put a book together, and it looks like it's coming along really well.
Oh yeah.
We'll be peppering you with some questions when we start covering the covering the campaign. But
thanks.
gotta say, it's like every time I see you pop up on my feed, I'm like, oh yep, gotta promote that.
Thanks. Yeah. Thanks a lot for promoting it. I think you got me like 2 sales. So
Awesome.
thanks a lot.
Cool.
And now we're gonna go from the opposite end of youth and exuberance, adding.
You already introduced Eric.
We got JD in now, so he knew I was going there. I see him in agreement. I said we're going to the opposite end.
Well, all I know is that you're somewhere in the middle, closer to my end. That's all.
Yeah. I'm getting old. Listen. I'm so old that I knew I had crossed the threshold when I'm looking at people camping out for the PS5, and I'm like, nah, I'm too old for that.
Listen, they say you're only as old as you feel, and if that's true, Barry and I should have been dead already.
Yeah. I'm old. I can't. Like my back, it hurts. JD, how are you, sir?
I'm good.
Who are you?
My name is JD Calderon. I'm the writer and creator of the Oswald Chronicles. I also have a YouTube channel under Indie Comics Explained. And that's pretty much it. A long-time independent creator since 1992.
You got to start saying circa. Come on, man.
Circa.
I look at it like this. I'm old. And if you're ashamed to be old, listen, that's your problem, not mine.
I was 10.
Absolutely.
I was 10 in 92. I was hanging out. I was Nick I doesn't know how to pee straight. I would say
watching TV.
Noah's gagging you. Remember, he's only 15. I would say I was gonna say I had just learned. There's still so much more about life that he's going to end up learning from you just out of this podcast.
I was gonna say that at 10 years old I had just stopped wetting the bed, but my wife is listening in and there have been accidents. So there have been, Anyway.
Get it under control, buddy. Get it under control.
I'm trying.
It's been a while.
So you should definitely go with that bed that's not a foam mattress.
Yeah. I got the pins. It's okay. So
the man diapers.
Yeah. So Noah's it's his first time here. So here's what we do, Noah. We get questions in and we answer them. Tonight we only got 3. But I'll put the question up. Randy will read them, and then everyone gets to weigh in on the question and say what they want to say and give the person some feedback. And we'll start with a funny one.
Give me just a second here. Mm-hmm. I'm going to invite Meredith in.
Okay. And Meredith Laughlin, Nevada.
I sent her the link. Whether or not she comes in is her.
I've been to Laughlin, Nevada. I don't intend to go back.
Why?
Because their casino was on a riverboat, and they have almond chicken, as if that's something you're supposed to eat. It wasn't Asian inspired almond chicken. It was like they put almonds in with the chicken, and nothing's worse than nuts and chicken.
Was it served on some iceberg lettuce?
I don't remember. I just remember being 13 and hating my existence.
Was that the chicken or the nuts you had a problem with?
It was the mixture of both. It just, ugh.
Stan says, "Welcome to the trenches, Noah. I'll be your guide," says the man who just got over having dysentery.
He wasn't even in Oregon.
And he wasn't even on the Oregon Trail. Yeah. No. He's way across halfway around the world.
Yeah. First question from Tim S. Randy.
Tim S. Thanks for writing in. Where is Lola? Here's a big question.
Yeah. She is recovering. She's doing well.
You know what? Varian, you probably shouldn't tell Tim S. You should tell him to go back a few weeks and watch the show.
Yeah.
Obviously, Tim is not a regular listener.
No, you gotta go back.
I look at this question. I think he's just asking about the shoe cam.
I know that's what he's asking about. That's really what he's asking about.
Listen, just
it might not just be the shoes either.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Just go put money into the account and leave it at that.
Yeah, she'll come back. She'll
be back.
Yeah. She'll come back. She'll definitely be back. Let's see here. All right. So
yeah, Meredith says she's on a writing deadline, so she's not brave enough to come in.
That Meredith
got to get an article done, and I'm procrastinating.
Here we go.
It's slowly killing my soul. She says, Wayne Aubrey, thanks for writing in, buddy. I've been trying to break into Sorry. Well, you're about a decade late, son. Anyway, I've been trying to break into Marvel, DC, and the Indies, etc. for heading in the right direction. The Indies for over 4 years now. I can't get any traction. It's time I call it a day. I'm taking some trade classes because, as far as I can tell, there's a better chance I'll make a living doing drywall and roofing than I will comics. Wayne Aubrey. Wayne, welcome to reality.
Yeah, there's not a truer statement I've ever seen.
Probably not. I don't know how we can help you there, Wayne. It is definitely a sickness. So, learning a trade is something your mom would want you to do. That's all I can tell you.
You know what? Here's the thing. I've seen some other artists this week say, I quit, I'm out, I'm done. And you know what? It's like, look, we've all been there.
Most of us say that every day.
Yeah. We've all been there.
Oh, I quit.
Yeah.
I can always get that job back at the toy store. Yeah. Anyway.
What do you mean Toys R Us is gone? Yeah,
Circus World moved out a long time ago.
What do you mean? Kids want to watch videos of other kids playing with toys rather than play with them themselves. It's weird.
Remember, Noah's in here and online, dude.
Yeah. Well, I know. I said kids' toys. They want to they want to watch. They want to watch that kid watch them play with toys rather than buy the toy themselves. They're
trying to protect you, Noah. I'm trying to.
Thanks.
But no,
looking out for you.
There's no safe space on this channel.
Yeah.
Oh no.
There's no filter on Varian either. In case you hadn't figured that out yet.
He does have a 10-year-old boy though, so he should know better.
Yeah, well, sometimes. I mean, listen, my 10-year-old told me stuff. I'm like, what? That what they're doing now? Ew, y'all nasty. Look, I get the idea of wanting to quit. I do, but I if you quit and you love the industry, you're gonna hate the fact that you quit. You're gonna regret quitting, and then you'll come back and years later and be all resentful and stuff. Maybe get the trade, but still make drawing like a side hustle. And also look, you've been trying to break into Marvel and DC for over 4 years now. I haven't seen your work, but there's also the chance that you might not. Your style doesn't fit what they're looking for. And look, if you look at 616 episodes, we know that very few of us have a style they're looking for, because whatever it is, I can't draw that bad.
But I have seen you in a wig, so.
Oh yeah. Oh, now
we've all seen him in a wig.
I'm willing to do what it takes to get the job. Like, you guys want me to wear a wig and come in there and call myself Verlita? I'll do that. I'll be Verlita. I'll toe the company line up until I ascend to editor-in-chief. Then all of a sudden things change.
I do want to play devil's advocate on this though, because if Wayne has taken this turn going into a trade, going into doing drywall, making a living, that can buy you time. That can buy you time to develop your skills. That can buy you time to save up some money to invest in coming back. So don't think of it as quitting. Think of it as a timeout, a new strategy. And because if it's in your blood, you're always going to love comics. Just like Randy was saying, you regret quitting. So just take it as a timeout, earn some good cash, put it in some nice assets, let that money grow over time, have something to invest with, come back, bring out your own IP and just guns blazing.
Plus, it's always cool to go out there into the, as your folks would call it, the real world, and figure out what you don't want to do. So if you want to be in comics, you're going to be in comics, buddy. It's just the way it works. You'll figure it out. You will work it out. You might have to eat more than your share of ramen noodles and peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, but you'll work it out.
I got a question for you, JD, because I never asked you this, and I think now that we got Noah here, it might be a good time. Were you ever dissuaded as a youngster from making comics?
Never. My parents, it's funny, like they just let me do it. As long as I wasn't smoking crack in the living room, I was good. Okay? So as long as I wasn't smoking, I was good. So whatever, they were like, look, he's reading books. He's not on the street selling drugs. He's good. This is the New York City lifestyle. I came from Spanish Harlem. This was a real concern. So
I'm sorry. I shouldn't laugh.
Look, you want to know the truth. You have no filter. I probably have a little bit less of a filter.
It's just like it's like he can be doing it. He's not smoking crack, so it's fine. He's
But no, they were actually really good. My father owned several businesses. He owned, and he offered me up to $10,000 so I could go self-publish or whatever. I never took any of his money. I always raised the money on my own. I always produced the books on my own. So I think he was very proud of that. That fact. I mean, my mother told me that whenever I dropped off my books to him, he would read them all the time. And he always looked forward to me bringing them to him.
Cool. Cool.
Eric.
Yeah.
Were your parents? Now I've been to your parents' house recently. I've seen your mother has your paintings hung up.
All my old crappy art from high school.
Unfortunately, my mother and son have your drawings hung up as well. My mother has Eric's Wonder Woman, and my son has some of Eric's art. None of mine. They got all of Eric's stuff. This is BS. Your parents, they approve of the art?
Oh yeah, they were always, like my entire family was always just like, that kid's got something. Make sure he fosters it. Which to my own chagrin, I kind of wish I'd had a little bit more discipline, because it would be nice to have some other skill set. But now it's like creative skill sets are pretty much all I got to work with for the most part. But it's wonderful. But yeah, it just. And I guess this is just me being old. I kind of wish I'd had my butt kicked a few more times than I did. Especially health wise, because I was a fat kid and all this other stuff. So sitting at a desk and drawing for hours and hours at a time didn't really take the calories off. So there's a few things that I would have liked to see different, but very privileged to have my parents and really my whole family just kind of gunning for me. So to do well and to go to art school and do something.
And Josh points out a problem with Wayne. He says, problem number one, I said, I can't find Mr. Arbery on any art social media. Exactly, Wayne. You got to go out there. If you're pushing your art, you got to have that. You got to have social media presence. It might help you, break in a little bit more. Randy.
Yes.
Same question. I know the answer, but
you know the answer.
Yeah, were you supported?
No.
Okay.
My parents took all of my art and shoved it into a box. My folks dragged me out into the front yard. My dad did one day while there was a group of folks going around digging ditches, and flat out told me, I'd rather see you digging ditches than drawing pictures.
Wow.
So why don't you go out there and do that?
So
that's the kind of encouragement that I got. So,
yeah.
But at that point, it was too late, because comics had kept me sane for too long. Even though growing up, my parents would read superhero books because they were too violent.
Yeah.
And that's, this was back when Dick Sprang was doing Batman. So there's their impression of too violent. Actually, it was back when Carmen Infantino was drawing Batman, and that Dick Sprang stuff was all being reprinted. and just as Neil Adams was coming in. So yeah, those comics were horrible and violent and terrible. You know, they let me pick those up after they caught me with a supernatural Twilight Zone that had a guy making the deal with the devil. So they made a deal with this devil and told me I could have superhero books if I threw the Twilight Zone digest into the fireplace, which I did. It's like, I can have superheroes if I toss this book. Well, I already read this. Not a problem. Let's go. Yeah. And then that started, and this was before bags and boards and all of this, and everybody was collecting. That turned into literally grocery sacks filled with comics. Mm-hmm. I just went out there every chance I had. I got comics. I stopped home on my way to. I hated riding the bus, so I would walk home from school, which was about 2 country miles, and I'd swing by. I'd have to walk through downtown, my little small town, Montrose, up in the upper northwest corner of Genesee County. And there was a drugstore there that had a comic rack, and I'd swing in and straighten the comic rack out because I didn't want them sitting all over the place. And the ladies there told me I had to stop doing that unless they let me have some comics for free every week if I kept doing it every time I walked home from school. So whenever I walked home from school, I'd straighten the rack out. And then pretty soon they gave me the bundle from Ludington Daily News because they didn't want to deal with the funny books. They gave me the bundle and had me check them in and display them or put them up on display, which I was happy to do. So and then I got to pick and choose what books I got to keep for the week. That some I bought, some I had given to me because I straightened the rack out. So then once I got a regular job in my junior and senior year, I got a job about a half an hour away from where I lived, and my parents actually gave me a car because they thought I was walking into real life, getting a job at a hardware store, and I figured out where the local bookstore was that carried direct market comics, just as the direct market was starting up. So I would be able to go out and buy a comic 3 weeks early from when Ludington would distribute it, because they would distribute comics 3 weeks after the sell-by date or after the sell date for whatever reason. I don't know why there's a 3-week delay in their distribution, but that's the way it worked. So I would be able to go into school, and anybody that was into comics at the time knew, that if they had just bought Avengers last week, I had the next issue. So
Stinch says, Randy, I'm back on the prison diet, so I know that feeling. And then Stinch also says, JD Smoke Comics. I hear DC lays some good shit with new printers. Noah.
That ended back in the days of Kiss, so they stopped putting any little additives in the printing ink. So.
Now it obviously your parents are very hopefully they're supportive of you because you're 15 now. They can come in any moment now and stop this video. If they're not supportive.
They could.
So they're supportive of you being in comics.
Yeah. My mom was more hesitant than my dad, but my dad had more faith in me, I'd say. But now my mom's catching up because she saw my campaign and stuff. And it's just like, oh, okay. But they're pretty supportive, but they're also they're not like next summer. Like I'm gonna most likely have to get another job if this thing doesn't raise enough, which I don't want to do. But so like they're supportive, but they're not like gonna just let me go and do comics if it doesn't.
Have you printed your own book before?
Oh yeah, I printed 10 issues. Hold on.
There you go. That means he's hooked, folks. Yep. It's in his blood. You're gonna.
Excuse me. I'm beaming. I'm beaming with pride right now.
You're gonna have to deal with Noah the rest of your collecting lives, folks. That's just the way it works.
Issue 2.
Look at that.
Issue 3, which I did a black and white cover. Issue 4. Issue 5. Sweet. Issue 6. Issue 7. Issue 8. Issue 9. And then issue 10. And then the graphic novel was going to start off as issue 11. And I put out a tweet. And then it blew up. And then like John Malin and those guys were like saying, oh, you should do a crowdfund. So I went off and stopped doing like this series to do the graphic novel.
So how were you affording the 10 issues that you've already printed then?
I was selling them to friends, and then like my dad, when he would go out places, he would hand out cards and stuff. And then like the
I love that
printer
kind of support. That's great.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah. And then like the printer I found, you don't like I can print one copy.
Mhm.
And so like that's how I'm able to afford it because I know it's not like one of those printers where the minimum thing is like 500 or 100.
Right.
So
You're doing print on demand.
that's how I did it. And then like they had like a website that they put it on. So that's how I've been doing the issues that I printed.
Good for you.
stuff. Yeah,
That's
thanks. Thanks.
So this is a sad one, Randy. Read it with a sad.
Oh,
It's better not be my brother.
No.
Lost all my art materials in a fire last week. Ouch.
Mm.
Lost everything in an hour alarm, including the comic I was working on. Oh, Kurt. I'm sorry to hear that, buddy. Hoping. I hope that word is hoping.
Yeah, it was. He sent it by. It was a text. So yeah.
You guys can pray for me as fellow creators, and when I'm back on my feet, allow me to be a guest. Kurt.
Yeah.
Wow, Kurt. Hope you get back on your feet real quick.
Yeah, man,
buddy.
totally. That's
And I hope that wasn't a crowdfunding comic that you were working on that you lost in the fire and it set you back any. I wish you only the best, man.
Yeah, he sent that to our problem watchdog line actually, which he's kind of lucky I seen it. But Kurt, let me know when you're back on your feet, and let us know if there's anything we can do here in Indie Volt to help you out. I hate to hear that you lost, everything, especially hate to hear that this, during the Christmas season,
Absolutely.
It definitely sucks. And anything we can do to help you out, Kurt. And you're welcome to come on the show at any point. Josh, Pop says, yes, I love this kid. Yeah.
thank
You
you.
put up sad faces for Kurt.
Nobody wants to see that happen to anyone.
Yeah.
So and then when you do hear about it, you instantly you want to help. I mean, like I got some pencils that I used to give away to. I still give them away to Comic-Con to kids.
I got a pack of Bristol. Maybe we should put a care package together.
Yeah, I got a whole bunch of markers I don't even use just because I was kind of a marker snob. So new markers come out, but I'll try this. Oh, this sucks.
I'd be willing to donate that, knowing it was going to a creatively good home. Hell yeah.
Kurt, email us, get us an address, and we'll put together some art supplies for you, Ben.
Yeah, man. I'll put in. We'll let Eric put the whole package together. I mean, I'll give Eric my stuff to put together. That way, I have to send it, and
that way it'll get sent. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that way it'll get sent. Because I'll be like, I gotta go to the post office. I don't trust the post office.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm fine with that. I got.
Okay.
Now, if we want to send mainly drawing stuff, or if you want to do paper, I do have some larger boxes we could actually send some drawing paper too.
Yeah, I got some. Yeah, and I got some boards here I can send to. Yeah, I get some stuff.
I got a pad of Bristol ruled comic board that I'd be happy to donate.
Okay, have to come there and get it. Oh,
yeah, I'd have to figure out how to get it to you. That's all. have to mail that to you, I guess, or mail it to Eric and ship it on. Yeah.
I could probably come up there and get it at some point. Anyway, we'll figure it out. Yeah. Kurt, email us over at indievoltlive@indievolt.com, your address. And we'll get that out to you.
And he'll know it's you too, because he's got access to your this previous email, so he'll know it's you. So
Yeah.
Don't have everybody all of a sudden send us that.
Like 30 Kurtz.
Suddenly there's 30 Kurtz out there begging for art supplies. Yeah.
Let's see here. Pops, I feel you, man. It took me 2 months to send you that poster. Yeah, see, I was. Pop says, Kurt, join the Comrade Master will promote your work when you're ready. Yeah, there's a lot of places that will promote your work. Yeah. Josh says fires suck. They do. Yeah. I've never experienced one, and I hope never to be in that situation. But when I was growing up, there was a house across the street from me that there was a fire, and the 3 kids in it, they all got out, but due to smoke inhalation, they all passed away in the hospital. Yeah, all 3 of them, and I was sad. Yeah, that sucked. I mean, I knew those kids, and and I remember, what was weird. The thing was, the little boy was standing up by the tree talking to the fireman. He was smaller. He must have been about 6 or 7. But I remember thinking like, okay, well, he's fine. I know the little girl got put in the ambulance, but the little boy is going to be fine. And then they hear that he went to the hospital and passed on. Just it was a very rough summer after that. Just poor kids. Lighter news. We got to be lighter. I did want to state, guys, we had been talking about we want to get into Noah's comic. I also want to say that we got a gentleman messaged me here a little while ago, and he is attempting to be a printer of comics, and he's leasing the machinery, and he wanted to know from us if $1.25 for a color comic on 80-pound paper with 110, 130-pound cover.
Somebody just turned on their garbage disposal.
No, that's my garage.
If that would be a good price. That's no minimum. That's the minimum being you gotta at least print 20 at that price.
Did he give you a page count?
That's up to a 30-page comic.
Okay.
Would that be something that the industry could work with? I told him I believe so. But he's at least that equipment, and I told him that leasing that equipment could get pretty pricey. I have no ambitions to be a printer, just because printing is
Yeah, well, I have actually a lot of experience in digital printing. I worked at a copy shop for many, many years. Mm-hmm. And I was actually thinking of opening one up, and I've looked into leasing, and you're right, it's not cheap, but it is cheaper than, let's say, buying it outright, because that stuff can get very expensive very fast. Mm-hmm. Now, my key thing for him would be like wherever he's at, like whatever space he's going to be in, is he renting that space? Or does he own the space?
Right.
Because if he owns the space, it's much better for him, because then that's just one less thing he has to worry about. If he has to rent, it's just going to depend on where he's at in the country, because he's in California or near LA, one of the big cities, or like New York City or Boston. Rents are ridiculous out here. I wouldn't advise it.
Yeah, if you're buying a machine, you're going to need more work than your own in order to cover the cost of it.
Much more. Yeah.
Right. And the thing is to be honest, you at $1.25. I hate saying this because I'd be one of the first people to jump on it. He's probably pricing it a little low.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
especially for color. Yep.
Yeah, very low.
Well, see, I say that because I'm not saying that because of the process of printing it, but because of his labor. His labor costs are going to be high. Unless he's fully automated, then it might actually not be. If he has a fully automated system where the book will just spit out at the end and is finished, he doesn't have to do any finishing on his own, then he might be good. But like I said, it still might be a little low. Most printers, 32-page comic, full color, blah blah blah, whatever cover stock, runs usually about $280. Around there. You might be able to find for like $2.25. I know what the click cost is it can be very cheap, especially when you lease it. The only thing is that, sometimes you have to guarantee certain minimum runs. Mm-hmm. Like you might have to guarantee 100,000 clicks or 500,000 clicks every month to the company. And those clicks are usually, for colors, usually about a half a penny, a quarter of a cent, somewhere like that. Black and white is even cheaper. Black and white was like 1/10 of a penny, sometimes even cheaper than that. But it's usually your labor cost that's going to kill you.
Another thing too with a lot of these machines, they need to keep running. This is not a machine that you want months of downtime on, because the print heads are going to get clogged, stale, the ink's going to stop up. So I know one guy who just from the cons, he got his stuff on Canvas at a sweetheart deal because he lived above a print shop, and they would just run his stuff to keep the machines running smooth. So he got his prints on Canvas for a song, just because of that fact. So that's another thing, is like you're going to run into a lot of costs where if it has too much downtime, having to clean the lines, having to replace print heads. I got this beast over here. And if I have to replace that print head, that's $399 just for the print head.
Yeah.
You know, every time I got to refill it with inks, that's another $250 for the generic ones. And every time I run this thing, you know, it's got some downtime. So when I boot it back up again, it goes through its cleaning process. It goes through this whole spiel because it has to get the lines clean and have everything running smooth before it'll even allow itself to print.
And also threatened, I told Eric if he ever decides to move that thing again, because I remember helping him bring it upstairs. Never again. It's like, you can never move this. It has to stay in the house. If he moves, he'll have to make agreement with the new resident of the house to let him come and use it. That's how it is. I understand, you know, again, those machines and they're pricey. Leasing them is pricey. I had a buddy lease a director garment printer a while ago, and and he was in business making T-shirts all of 4 months before he told me he sent them back their machine and he hightailed it.
What was the reason for that? Just he doesn't have enough volume, or was his his lease cost was too high?
Well, he was doing it from his home. He was doing it from his home out of his kitchen. But he told me, he said the price and then what he was getting, because apparently all he can get was a bunch of rest in peace T-shirts. And
those are never, after a while, those get to you.
Yeah, rest in peace T-shirts, family reunion, and he said, like, you know, and then just one off like rap groups. And he said the rap groups never wanted to pay. Yeah. And he was paying $4,500 a month.
How much?
$4,500 a month for the machine.
Wow.
Yeah.
How many heads was on the machine?
I do not remember.
Could he only print one shirt at a time or multiple shirts? That's a question.
I remember him boasting that he could print 2 T-shirts in like 20 minutes, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, so he was.
Yeah, so it was a 2-head machine. That was probably the actual retail on that was probably close to 40 grand.
Right, he could have paid it off in 1 year.
Yeah, after 10 months, if he had bought that on payments, he'd have had that paid off.
Yeah,
the other big problem is just like what I think JD was saying earlier. Once you own that machine, then if it goes down, in order to get the tech back in, you have to pay airfare plus about $150 an hour. While the tech comes in and tries to clean that up. And those machines work like you have 4 half-gallon milk jugs of ink that are tipped over on top of like an inkjet printer head that goes back and forth and prints on that machine or prints on the garment. Yeah, and then you have to afford a pizza oven or a belt oven, conveyor oven, in order to dry the ink so that it'll cure to the shirt, so it's not going to come off the first time you wash it. And I've done that before. I haven't cured a shirt. I had $1,000 order that went south because I had an idiot printing it that didn't have he was an alcoholic. It was a problem. But anyway, the oven wasn't turned high enough in order to cure the shirt. And once the client got the shirts, loved the print job, took it home, washed it, really mad. So just like all of the bad rock and roll shirts that you put in the washer once, and then almost the entire print washes off.
Wow. So. Yeah, the only benefit to leasing is that you can have in that contract that if it goes down, they'll come in and send a tech to repair it.
Yeah.
That's usually the only real. Well, the benefits to leasing.
That's one of the good benefits of leasing, is that you have that protection.
I'm gonna bring up real quick while we're
Daphne says hello to the chat.
Hello, Daphne.
Josh is in the house. Sarah's in the house. Hello there. Hello, Sarah. Hope you're doing okay.
I think we know Daphne. She's been on the show before.
Yeah.
I think we know her.
Yeah.
Let's see here. There we go. NTM Comics, Mavericks, Decimation, graphic novel. We joke about how young you are, but I mean it's really cool to see it. 15. I remember I still got some of my drawings at 15 years old.
Yeah.
and I won't show them to anybody. But because I thought I destroyed them, but it turns out my mother kept a lot of them. She passed them on to my wife. My wife now has the drawings, and my mother's like, "Yeah, keep those forever." And now my wife, like, there are drawings that I thought I destroyed, and my wife has them. So just so you know, Noah, watch people, because you'll say the drawing is trash and you'll destroy it, or you'll put it in the trash can, and somebody fishes it out. Someone says, "This is good. I'm gonna keep this," and what they do is they wait till some company makes a sketchbook chronicling your work, and all of a sudden this shows up, and you're like, "This piece is supposed to be gone." I know it because I was there when I put it in the trash.
Yeah.
I know you're 15, but the only thing I can suggest, if you want to make sure those drawings never show back up, is to draw things that are going to get you in trouble on the drawing when you decide you no longer want it. That will guarantee that will guarantee no one will take the drawing and save it.
Oh yeah.
Now they may take the drawing and turn it into counselors.
Yeah.
But you know.
Yeah.
It'll never see the light of day.
Yeah.
But here's your book, NTM Comics, Maverick's Decimation graphic novel. It has a video. Is the video safe to play? I mean, I'm assuming it is, but all right, let's play the video here. Hold on. I gotta make sure that I had the sound playing. Hold on, because I sometimes forget to quick share the sound. All right, here we go.
When the safety of the city was threatened.
That's like not all this. Oh, I know why. That sound's coming out of somewhere else. Okay, there we go.
By the illegal importation of drugs. Mavericks fought back. The underground underestimated him before, and they weren't going to make this go twice. They sent an intergalactic assassin after him and his friends. Things didn't go as planned. You'll make it so easy. There's the formula. When it's hot.
And apparently neither is killing him.
When an old friend returns, Maverick soon learns that there's more than meets the eye. Humanity is on the brink of collapse, and he is the only hope to stop the decimation.
Foolish boy with a brave heart, a deadly combination.
Very nice, very nice.
Thanks.
Now you've been I don't know why I keep closing the page out. I'm very weird today. Okay, there we go. Right. So you've been, again, you've got samples of this, not samples, but you got single issues of this, but now you're doing the trade.
No. I should. So this is like, so the Decimation is a completely different story than these books. It's just based off of the same universe,
Okay, cool. So you've already created your own universe.
Yeah, and then this is like where my skills got up to a good enough standard, So
see, I didn't create a universe until I was 18, and I did it out of 18, 19. I did it out of laziness because I was like, yeah, they'll all know each other. That's fine.
yeah.
And it was because I was like, well, I would like a character like this to meet this character. I might as well be that character. Yeah, I'm not gonna create. It's actually harder to create a separate universe. I don't know if anybody else has that problem, but like I'm lazy, man. I'm a lazy creator.
Yeah.
Now you're on Indiegogo with this.
Yeah.
And you are 28 days left.
Yeah.
You already passed the flexible goal.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cool. Now, tell me who are your artistic influences?
Okay, Todd McFarlane, Greg Capullo, Rob Liefeld, Mark Silvestri, Jack Kirby, John Buscema, who else? I think. Yeah, that's about. Those are the ones that come to mind. Todd McFarlane's my big big influence just because he's kind of cool, you know. His artwork's like really dynamic. I like all the detail. And then Ray Capullo is like the second biggest influence.
It took me a while to like Todd.
Same.
Because a friend of mine turned me against him from the start. Like it was like I remember saying that, oh man, Spawn is one of her comes, and my friend, he's like, Spawn, screw Spawn and screw Todd McFarlane. Todd said that as long as he was in charge, Spawn would always be $1.99. Well, I went to the comic store the other day, and Spawn is currently $3, and he went off on how horrible Todd was, and he kind of jaded my opinion, and then you know, I started listening to I started watching documentaries and about Todd and other stuff, and like I got appreciation for him.
Yeah, at first I didn't like his art. Like this is when I was starting, just because I couldn't draw like him at all. So I was into 1940s guys because it's really simple, and I couldn't do what they did, but it was close enough. And then eventually, once I was like, maybe I can try do more detail. And then also I turned like 13, so I started liking more violence and more detail and crazy 90s stuff. So then because when I was 12 and 11, I was like, 90s, they suck. People say it ruined comics. I'm a 60s guy. Jack Kirby, Fantastic Four. Yeah. But then once I turned 13.
That's what Randy says now, so it's fine.
Yeah. But like, and then as soon as I turned.
Not 60 so much, but anyway, go ahead.
Yeah.
Basic idea, yeah.
And then as soon as I turned like 13 around there, I started liking like the more brutal stuff. And then Tom McFarlane, he was a lot of fun to me because I got into him through Rob Liefeld because I saw like a comics book great video. It had Rob Liefeld, and I saw another one with Rob Liefeld and Tom McFarlane. I was like, well, I don't really like Tom McFarlane, but I'll watch the video anyway. And then after that video ended, I went ahead and I found all Tom McFarlane's comics because he's just fun to listen to. Like, and then also his artwork's like the best, I think, out of anybody because it's so dynamic and stuff.
Todd McFarlane's good,
but he's not the best.
Mark Silvestri is
better draftsman.
Is also great, but in my personal opinion, in my personal, I heard you ready to say here it comes. In my personal opinion, none of them hold a candle
to Bernie Wrightson.
No, that's very true.
To Mike Turner. None of them. Mike Turner's the best, and he's not. He's not
fathom how you came to that conclusion.
Fathom.
Terrible.
I'll never forget when I first met Todd McFarlane. We ran into each other at Chicago Comic-Con. Literally, I was going to the bathroom. He was coming out of the bathroom. It was crowded, and we shoulder checked each other. We're about the same height, so it was like a major collision there. Share a nice little, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, hey, how are you? Blah, 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 blah. And then, he went back to his place, and I went and did my business. So
you shoulder checked Todd, and I'm the one who has the embarrassment of shoulder checking Stan. by accident, and my wife will not let me forget it. She's like, remember the time you almost knocked Stanley down? I'm like, wow. And I felt really bad. I didn't know it was Stan, mind you. I was cutting through when I hit him, and
get away, old man.
Yeah,
get away, old man.
Yeah. I'm trying to get over these pretzels. I'm trying to get to these pretzels, man. What the way? And it was very weird. And it was funny because I turned around. I'm like, I'm sorry. And I'm like, oh, it's Dan. And my wife was like, you're an idiot. But yeah, we have to get you over $1,000 on this campaign.
Yeah. If you go down, you can see the stretch goals after the cover. Go down a little bit more. And right there. So at 800, you get a trading card of like the enemy soldiers. Then at what's the next one? I don't have it memorized.
Let's see, the anti-heroes trading card.
Yep. And then at 6,000, you get Mavericks, and then at 10,000 you get the villain.
Damascus.
Yeah, Damascus. He's a great villain. But so those are the stretch goals.
At 10,000, you'll get that guy. Now, I mean, you could do it. I mean, you got 26
know.
days left.
Yeah.
You get all 3 versions of the books, $54. You can get the Magma cover, for $20. Decimation Frozen over cover for $20, or the regular main cover for $20. Shipping these books in March of 2021, so you could probably get around my birthday, which makes me 1 year older.
Probably
so old, so old.
Because I'm looking to send it to the printers at the end of January, because I'm finishing the book. I've only got 20 pages left, so I'm finishing it in December. But I'm going to extend the campaign for another 30 days because it was what was suggested. So it's going to end at the end of January. So then you'll probably get in March. Probably. That's my latest guess.
Cool. Very good. I'm going to back it because
thank you.
You remind me of myself when I was your age.
Thanks.
Of course, I had way more books out than you. I'm just kidding. No, I didn't. No,
actually, I was going to say, when he was bringing out those other books, I'm like, are you sure it's pride, not jealousy? Because that's 10 more than you do.
Yeah,
Daphne Lade says Noah has a better comics work ethic than most grown-ass adults working decades at it.
Thanks.
Yes.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Well, my goal is to beat Tom McFarlane's record. So I figured if I start at 15 and I do and then after the graphic novel, I'm going to go back to single issues. And here's the thing. If I only sell 1 copy of each issue, it counts. Now, Tom McFarlane said that you would have to start at 21 and go until you're 70 to beat his record because he thinks he's got 20 more years. Well, I'm going to start at 15, so I get another 6-7 years on it. So I blow it out of the water.
There you go.
You do realize, though,
that's good.
Noah, you realize that in a couple years, we all get to say, Noah, I knew he was a snotty-nosed kid. Let me tell you, that little so-and-so couldn't, I taught him how to hold his pencil. He didn't. He used to hold his pencil way too tight.
I actually hold it like Eric Larson, like this. And then you had to teach me how to hold it.
You're taking years off your drawing life. You should see what drawing, holding pencil like Eric Larson's done to Eric's hands.
How does he do that? He's like this. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't help his art out at all. His recent stuff.
Drawing that way has destroyed Eric's hands. He can't. He can't.
But he can still type 1,000 messages on Twitter per hour, so his thumbs are working.
For Larson, that doesn't require, but I almost not gonna say much.
All right, I put you over 600, so you
got observation.
You broke that.
There you go.
Oh,
did it?
Thank you. Boy, I did. Cool. Wow, thank you so much. Thanks.
We've been joined, Indie Volt radio listeners. By the way, radio listeners,
you are officially at 616.
Wow. Dude, I didn't think I was going to make this much this fast. I'm going to be honest. I thought we'd get 500 maybe in 2 weeks.
Well, just show
Junior, we just started. I just heard about you. We just started.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people, Noah, there's a lot of people out there looking for good comics, especially crazy, good to read comics,
Well, that's Mavericks Decimation. Buy it today.
We have for the radio, we're up to 52,111 people listening. Thank you guys worldwide. Want to thank Australia, want to thank Germany, and also want to thank Ireland listening in. Where we've been on Pops Van Zant here.
We appreciate everybody listening.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Let's see here. Sarah says he's young and successful already. Ooh, I'm impressed. Wow.
Thank you.
And then Stint says, I remember that, Noah. Witnessed him slave on the desk for a bunch of oldies back in the day.
Yeah, there you go.
I'll still be here. I'm still fairly young. The rest of you, though.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I
got a good 40, 50 years left in me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pops, you want to come on and hype something up that you're doing?
Well, I wanted to talk about the com, but I also wanted to throw in my 2 cents on them 2 questions. Both of them involve self-promotion or promoting or whatever. Get out there and be seen, man. You know, you've been at it for 4 years. Well, you know, some of us have never heard of you, Wayne. Get out there and be seen. You know,
hold on.
Get your work where we can see you.
No, I muted your mic for a second because your pencil is way close to your art.
You're really scratching on that microphone.
There you go. There you go. How about now? Is it good?
Let's see. That's better. That's better. Okay. Yeah. Because we can hear every stroke.
I thought the mic was up here. Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
And I didn't mind that background chatter neither. I like that. You know. Actually, the first thing I noticed when I tuned in was, dude is working. Y'all talking.
Yeah. Well, that's why Randy's working right now too. That's why Randy's so close. When that's how I know Randy's not listening to what I'm saying. Because
I am totally listening to what you're saying, but I am also working.
Also, I know when Randy's when I've said something or presented Randy with new information that he doesn't like, because then he'll stop drawing and he'll go back like this.
Wait a minute.
Red.
I gotta see. I'll do what?
He'll be drawing like this, and then when he gets mad, he'll stop. He'll sit back. Then he'll get close to the.
Yeah.
When the finger starts going, that's how I know that I've triggered him. Like yes. I mentioned that name, that woman, that son of Amanat, and he's gone crazy.
Just a second. I have to go. Hack up a lung now.
See, he's enraged. And yeah, Pops, I do think that it's important, like Josh stated, the guys got to get out there and go get into websites, talk to people. There's gonna be some criticism. I've seen some other artists. It's funny. I've seen some artists over Thanksgiving weekend. 2 different artists kind of say, you know what, maybe this art stuff isn't for me. And I didn't give him my opinion because, you know, I mean, we all go through that. I think even as a creator, JD, have you ever thought about calling it quits?
No.
It's in your blood, huh?
And seriously, you don't even understand, man. Like I said, I've been doing it. I've been writing since I was like 8.
Mm-hmm. He's trying to outdo Noah. That's all. I've
been collecting comics since I was like 11, and I was probably writing comic scripts since I was like 12.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, yeah, it's just been one of these trajectories. And the thing is I've always tried to find a way to stay in. So, you know, no matter what, I was always doing something, because like there was a period there that after we got booted out of Diamond, you know, Daphne and I were like, all right, what are we going to do? We have Tall Tales. We're still creating the work, but how are we going to get it out there? And we went into furlough, and that's where we were in there for like 50 or 60 issues. I don't even know how long we were in there for. And we didn't make any money off of that, but we just wanted the work to be out there. So, yeah. Well,
that's, you know, when I did, when I was doing a book, and it was just a book where the guy was 13, and I was drawing this book, and he stopped. He discovered girls before I did,
right.
So I had to try to write the book, and it was really crappy. In fact, no, I didn't print mine. I did print it. I went downstairs and used the Xerox machine that my dad had in the basement, and I was making these folded over copies. But you ain't gonna stop my money. I was selling books for $1 at the record shop around the corner. And I was getting that work out there. I had this really ridiculous manga type style. I went to a Comic-Con many years later. I was about, I must have been 22, 23. This guy named Eric Hodson told me, oh yeah, you could do a comic. I shouldn't have listened to him.
Yeah, you shouldn't discount your Xerox days, dudes, because some people still count that as actual publications.
Heck yeah. My first book was a 1/2 issue that was well, actually, technically my very first comic, Wizard World Chicago, was probably 1997, 98, and it was I only had one single book. It was all photocopied at Kinko's full color. I think it was like $35 to make this one book at Kinko's. And I took that around to all the editors. That's back when Wizard would have just a booth at the show. And I was talking to some of the Wizard editors and stuff. Yeah, and they were just like really encouraging, great feedback and all that. So I went home all beaming, and I just started doing doing the next book, trying to improve my art, and
Yeah.
I published my first like regular floppy book with multiple copies in 2005, and launched all that, and did that for a little while, and so you just gotta do it.
Tenacity is the key. If your mimeograph, if it's such low quality that your local retailer won't display it, you can always walk across the street to the record store and display it. And that they'll take it with all of the other fanzines and stuff, and they don't care. They'll just, if they have space, they'll set it out. They might sell 9 copies or so.
Yeah.
The head shops take it.
Well, there aren't that many head shops left anymore. So
there ain't that many record stores either.
Exactly.
no. Well, there's more record stores coming back all the time. Vinyl's making a comeback, but I want to start bumping comics into them dispensaries. That would be kind of cool.
I got a question for you guys. Oh, go ahead, Pops.
Freak Brothers books, baby. Get them in the dispensary.
I was just going to say that, Pops. That's long before anybody else's time except ours. But yeah, Fabulous
that's
Furry
my
Freak
hat,
Brothers.
I tell everybody it's Freewheeling Franklin, and then I make them go look it up, man. I'm still promoting them.
Yeah, you're there. You're there. Yeah.
He's cosplaying.
Yeah.
Cosplaying, yeah.
I got a question for you guys. And you, a friend of the show, good friend of the show. Oh, by the way, Josh says, when's my next Dread Dinosaur update? Hodson, he wants to know.
Working on it right now.
You're working on it right now. Okay. And
Josh also says, what's a record store?
Yeah.
Is that like physical iTunes?
Yeah. Daphne says, I can't stop comics because I don't know how to do anything else. Yeah. I don't know how to do anything else, sir.
We're gonna clip that from Officer and a Gentleman Yet. I'm telling you, I don't have anywhere else to go.
Is it a friend of the show? I don't want to say his. Well, I can say his name. Trico.
As long as it's not a disparaging. Well,
no.
Even if it's Trico, even if it is disparaging.
Trico recently brought me some comics. He said, "Hey, man, I took these books to Second and Charles. If you don't know what Second and Charles is, Second and Charles is they have video games, books, comics, movies. It's kind of like it's a bookstore, but they got like a lot of other stuff in there. And some of it's used, some of it's gently used. They had a free book being up front where every day people put free books in there. And the thing was though, he took some books, some comics there, and then he called me. He says, "Hey man, look, I'm at Second and Charles, and they won't take these books. I'm trying to trade them. And they took the Marvel and DC stuff and Image stuff and some other stuff he was trading in, but they would not take these. They said we don't have these books don't have any value."
Were they mimeographed and of poor quality?
No, they're printed. I mean, they're printed books. I mean, they're
like
decent.
older indie comics.
No, they're not older. I mean, they
were varying the books. We know this.
Second and Charles is not down with SPP. That's what it was.
Well, the thing was, he said they wouldn't take them, and he brought them to me. And I'm like, okay, I'll take them. I'll take them off your hands. And it makes you think. It shows something, guys. For a while,
that shows that you'll hoard anything. Is that no?
Well, yeah. I mean, man, I got some shit here I should not have.
There, yeah.
I got some shit here in the house I should just not have. It's like
we're not here to talk about your porn collection. Remember, Noah's here.
Yeah, no. I do have some. I do have some whiteout from 1993 though.
That hasn't dried up.
I'm pretty sure it's dry. It's a whole big bottle. I'm pretty sure it's dry.
It is.
It's just a solid mass, and it's yellow at this point. So.
Yeah, probably.
I could probably throw it out.
Fossilized.
I should probably throw it out. But the thing is, we for so long in this industry have thought, and like JD touched on this, that making it to diamond means you've made it. But there are companies that are in diamond that I can't go resell at a national book chain because Second Charles is Books A Million. Because if they aren't recognizing you, would that be a? Because I know when I go through any bargain bin of a comic book shop, I have this white hot fear that I'm going to find myself. I do. Now the flip side of that is that I gave a guy. Came over to me and says, "Hey, you got your own books." I said, "Yeah, sure." And he says, "Hey, can I have like 3 of them, and you can come over to my booth and pick out some comics?" So I went over to his booth. I picked out some Marvel DC stuff that I wanted, and I gave him 3 of my books. Well, the next day when I got to the con, he had my book sitting bagged and boarded, top shelf, priced at like $25. and I'm like, whoa, I took a picture of it because that made me feel great. And I'm like, and then I realized he had the last 3 that I had, so I could not price them. But yeah, that made me feel good. But at the same time, I've thought about what happened to those books after all these years. Like, was he a movement 25? If he was, I'm sorry. And or are they sitting in a bargain bin somewhere for like 25, 30 cents? It's scary to me. It would hurt my feelings. Randy, if you had that experience, you found your books in the bargain bin?
Oh, yeah. You just go in and buy them. That's all.
I saw mine on eBay for a while.
Yeah?
I still see them. Varian showed me that the other day. Hey, you got a guy up here selling one of your books for $10. And I'm like, cool. Tell him to get a hold of me. I'll sell them too. I got a box here I can sell to him at half price. Awesome. He's getting that much for that book. That's crazy.
Yeah.
JD, you ever seen Chronicles?
Not well. What's fun? Okay, let me see. I think a friend of mine once told me he found a copy at Book Off. One of my hardcovers. He says he found one in the wild. And I think he paid $10 for it. He picked it up.
Okay.
Then I have another buddy who lives out in Vegas. He's crazy. He's like, yeah, whenever I run across one of your books in $1 bin or 50-cent bin, he just buys them.
Yeah.
There's like stacks of my stuff. But this book I've seen on eBay for $10.
No, okay, yeah, that's your homage book. That's your your 90s homage book. That one. That was,
exactly. And there's been a couple others where it's just like, I don't know. I think there's a small community of indie comic book collectors that like the more obscure the book is, the more they want it. Because I know I sometimes fall into that category. There's some books that are so obscure I've never seen them. I want that damn book.
Yeah.
You know.
Josh says the boring explanation is if it ain't part of the ISBN code system, they ain't gonna sell it. And
those had ISBN numbers on there though, didn't they? The books that Trico said were refused.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. I haven't read them yet. To be honest, I haven't read them. Exigency. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Joe. I can't pronounce the name of your studio. Exigency. Exigency. Is that what it is? Exigency. Why are you trying to be all fancy? Why couldn't you just call it Joe D. McPhee Studios? Why you gotta be anyway? He says Josh is either that or no UPC code to verify what it is. That's like me calling my comic company Verisimilitude Studios. Like, why would I do that? Why would I? My mama can't even say verisimilitude. So
that's why you called your studio that.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I chose Last Call Comics because everybody's some alcoholic. They're like, "Are you drunk? Are you?" And I don't even drink. It's the weirdest thing. I don't drink that much. I should. I'm a comic book artist.
But when you do, it's absinthe.
Oh yeah. When I do, I go hard. Yeah. Also from Indie Volt Radio, question came in. This is it's funny because this guy's name is Josh too, but it's not Josh Lyman. Josh says, so is the Indiegogo / Kickstarter feud over? Was there ever a feud?
I mean,
no, only in people's heads.
Yeah, exactly.
Stupid people's heads. We were talking about that before we went on the air. I'm tired of all this crap.
Especially because now you guys can go over to WeFunder and back your own. I seen Pop Cultivators they got sponsored ads on Facebook now. So you guys should go to Pop Cultivator, make sure you buy yourself into probably crippling debt.
Pop Cultivator, is that another platform?
Oh, Pop Cultivator's the Josh.
Oh yeah, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Play a lot thing.
Yeah.
And I use thing lightly. So anyway.
And now Pops, you got a con this coming up soon.
Saturday. And yeah, did you see that? Yes, I did a new promo today for it. Anyway, a couple of friends of yours are kicking it off. At 11 a.m., we added an extra hour. We have Rob Anderson and Meredith are both going to come out, and they're going to talk about the elevator pitch. Then we're going to spend the day listening to people's elevator pitches. This guy knows what I'm talking about. He's going to be there.
I'll be there.
I'll be there.
Yep. I will definitely be there.
And I don't know if Rob or Meredith extended invitations to anybody else, but there's always open spots. So you never know, Randy, Barry, you might hear from him.
I may pop in there. I'll tell you this. I got a chance to pop into one of the last crime cons. I did it from Applebee's.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. I popped in from Applebee's, and it was Applebee's hours before they shut down again. So I was in there eating quick, like open comic books, love them. What's that delicious? But no, it was really fun. Pops, you put on a good show. You put on I'm surprised you haven't just got. But this is gonna be the last one for the year, right?
Yeah. I don't know what we're gonna do in January, but it's gonna be something different. We need to put 2020 behind us really badly. So,
listen, I would love to, but I know the way this goes. Just when 2020 is behind us. 2021 is like, no, I got something for you guys.
You see, I already thought about this though. I figured, I mean, when I started doing this back in April, I hoped I'd be done doing it by October.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I didn't want to have to keep doing this. I wanted you guys to be able to go back to setting up tables.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I wanted to be able to go to the cons and meet you guys. Now that I, have met all you guys, talked to all you guys so much, I can't wait to do CronCon from the floor of a con.
Yeah.
That's like my bucket list thing,
Yeah.
For this particular chapter of my life. It's like I really would love to go around live and interview all you guys live.
Yeah.
I mean, that to me, that would be the ultimate. Interview the fans on the other side of the table and ask them why they're there buying your art or your comic, and be able to get both sides of the interview, or interviews from both sides of the table right there live. That's my goal.
Well, I'm short in real life.
Good.
I'm short in real life, so
I ain't looking up at people, man.
I come to just about under Eric's belt. It's like sometimes Eric came over with Monday. He was over here yesterday, and I forget how tall Eric is. I'm like, geez, either I'm short or Eric's tall. Then I think Randy and Eric get about the same height.
We're close.
Yeah.
I have him in width though. I have a lot more girth.
I think when cons come back, we'll all eventually get together, or we won't recognize each other.
When all this gets done, somebody better throw a party. That's all I know.
Serious.
Yeah, I don't know. Last time I threw a party, cops were called. I'm straight.
Every time we throw a party, the cops are called. What's up?
That's how it's a party, right?
It ain't a party if you don't get to talk to the police. They want to be there too.
Now, I did want to ask, because we have a bit of an announcement.
We do. We can wait till it is in the second hour, isn't it?
We have a bit of an announcement, and I'm gonna let me see if I need to load something up though.
Let me save what I'm doing here.
Okay.
So that we can talk about this. We are pressing it pretty hard there. Look at that.
Mm-hmm. Also, there's no fee for CromCon.
Never.
No fee to see it, no fee to watch it. There are some people that are starting conventions, online conventions, and they're like, it's $12 to get in, and it's $49.95 for a table, and that's when we say, if you charge for an online con, you are a grifter. And I don't mean the one that they created in Wildcats. I mean,
about when I started doing this, it was because you guys couldn't set up your tables. You had money tied up in tables and travel expenses and hotels, and you couldn't go. And it was like, oh, I'm going to go do this and try and make money off these guys. No, I was trying to help these guys, man, still have some kind of exposure to some fans. At that time, I had 400 people in my group.
And it's bit you in the butt. Some of the helpings bit you in the butt.
Oh yeah. You know, I mean, I've been called shady and everything.
and then we got we got that. We got and I think too, listen, we need to get back to cons very quickly as well, because we also need the threat of, I'm gonna see you and I'm gonna wring your neck. Because when we have that threat hanging over us, it's like, I better not say that, I better not do that, because I'm gonna have to see this guy at a con. Because
is that how you live your life, Varian?
Yes.
You only, just do physical threat. That's terrible. What's wrong with you? You were not taught manners as a child.
Detroit.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I can't say it. I got pretty much the same way.
You see, it's like I'm gonna see that MFer and I'm gonna slap the shit out of him. And it's because when we have that threat, like, you know, I mean, not to say it, but I mean, you know, like, look, Larry Higgins has a situation right now that if he could just go put his hands on somebody,
if he wasn't way up in BFE Newfoundland.
Yeah, he can go put his hands
5 hours away from everybody else.
But no, he's in Newfoundland. Oh no, he's not.
No, New Brunswick.
He's New Brunswick. The guy he had a problem with is in Montreal. They can make that happen. They're both in Canada.
Well, then they have to meet like in Ontario, like halfway or something.
Yeah, what are Canadian police gonna do? Come to please stop it, fellas. Please stop fighting. You know,
they're Canadians. They're not as red-blooded and hot-blooded as us, right?
I think Larry's American. He gets really hot.
Probably hockey fans. They probably would be interested in checking each other.
What's this all about? Hey, we got Melby Comics, so there's $16 for that issue. I got that issue. $16. Eric, is that modeled off of Margaret?
Yeah.
Modeled off of Eric's wife, Margaret.
eBay that puppy. Yeah.
Yeah. $16, and that's not from Eric. That's somebody from Lafayette, Indiana. Something like that.
That's my first published book.
Wait a minute, Zombies vs. Cheerleaders. That is a nice cover. I'm sorry. Anyway, there was I'm sorry, there was boobies down there on the cover.
That's the other one of the other pluses about this crowdfunding trend that's going on now. There's such low print runs.
Yeah.
So, and you never know what's going to catch on. It's be big. And then everybody will be out there looking for first printings.
I got to have it. You know, I got a book, Witchblade, the Compendium. The first and second ones from Top Cow back in the day, and I have them. And I say the day early 2000s, right? And I went on eBay. I'm like, I'm gonna get I'm gonna get a friend of mine because he's becoming a Witchblade fan. I'm gonna get him that book. I'm gonna give him the same ones I got. And I looked it up on Amazon. They want $700 something for the book.
Ka-ching.
And I'm like, what? I thought I had gold for a second, but then I realized that sometimes Amazon will price stuff at that price because they don't have it.
Yeah, just a guy, some bookstore or something that's wishful thinking.
Yeah. Let me pull up this here real fast for also CromCon is Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern, to 11:45 p.m. Eastern. So 1 day show, which Pops, I'm so glad you're on a 1 day show.
Well,
Yeah.
you know, I've done these things now. This is the 9th one.
Mm-hmm.
We do it Friday night till Sunday night. And then Monday Madness was always following it. And oh my God, man, that's a lot, dude. It's not the month to tie up a whole weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be needed for shopping and watching kids while other people are shopping. And you know what I mean? It's Christmas time, y'all. We're doing 1 day.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And so we'll be definitely popping in and we'll check out the con, see how it goes. Send me a link and I'll make sure I remind people on Indie Volt that the show is going on.
Okay.
Randy, your announcement,
Sir.
because you've been Stin says you've been blue balling him.
For what?
Stin says you've been blue balling him. And Noah's gonna find out what that means later. He's gonna Google it. But he says make the announcement.
Don't forget that Noah's here.
I'm reading the comments.
No, you're going to be the brunt of a lot of jokes whenever you're on the podcast
Noah,
because of your youth. But
Noah, I just want you to know I just shared your book in the Madness and on my Twitter feed, all that. Because that's what I do.
Thank you.
That's what I do is I promote you everywhere.
Thanks a lot. Thanks.
So be ready for it. I'm going to be doing it,
Thanks.
Varian and I have been doing Indie Volt for like the last almost 2 years, right? Year and almost
The show,
8-9 months.
The podcast, the show,
the podcast.
Yeah.
You've had Indie Volt for like 3 years.
Yeah.
And we've had a lot of people pass through on the show, a lot of really talented folks. And we have so many listeners. What's our radio number right now?
Right now, we are at 59,888.
That's 59,888 people listening from all over the world. And we've been talking 3-4 times a week, talking comics and stuff. And a lot of folks aren't even aware of the quality of the work that we do or the quality of the work that's out there. So we've been talking about doing this for quite a while. In fact, we've had a Facebook page where we've been calling for submissions. But we're going to get together and do an anthology book that we want to crowdfund out there where we're going to show off our stuff. Not just Indie Volt, but the Indie Volt listeners or the Indie Volt guests that have been on the show are welcome to come in and submit. We want to run a 98 or 96 page volume that we're going to call Indie Volt Revolt. And it's going to be the independent spirit of the independent and alternative market. And we want this book to be a real portfolio piece. We're looking for short stories from our guests and our audience out there that want to do some top-notch work. Hang on, there it is. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Yep. That want to do short story work, and the short story has to be a complete short story, beginning, middle, and end. I'm going to edit this thing, and I've got a long experience, a lot of experience as editing and putting production work and putting different issues together. I've done it for decades, literally, and we want to do I want to do a book where we really show off the quality of work that we're all doing, so that when you listen to Indie Volt and somebody pops on like JD or Eric, that I've seen his work. I got that Revolt book that had all of these other people in. We don't mean it to be revolting. We want it to be like a revolution where we're showing off our stuff. It's the mainstream and the mainstream market is not going to be the mainstream for much longer. The alternatives and the independents are going to spring up. People doing and saying their own things. People are coming in like Noah, who are doing their own work and showing it off. And the market is shifting and changing. And there's so many different directions that we can run in, so many different ways that we can take the art form that I really want to display and show this off. So we're going to do, it's going to be this is going to be a black and white book with gray tones and I just saw a short story that Josh Harris, who we've had on the show a couple times before, has turned in, and it's just incredible. There's different people working on different stories right now, and we're putting out an open call. We've got about a little more than half of the book reserved in full with people that you already know, especially if you listen to Indie Volt. We're going to crowdfund this book here in a couple of months after the new year. We'll crowdfund it. I'm hoping to have it out by the Ides of March, by the middle of March, out into people's hands. So, like I said, we've already got a bunch of people working on stories. We're asking for more people to submit material. You can submit it directly to me at randyjzim@gmail.com. And we'll throw that up as a banner. Are you working on that?
Yeah, Ryan? I can do that real quick. Yeah. Give me 1 second.
You can send there some submissions or descriptions to me. We already have, like I said, a number of stories. This is wide open, except that the stories need to be self-contained. And I'd like to show off as many people's unique styles as possible. I think we've already got a tremendous selection of folks that are doing a very wide variety of material. And we really want to kick the walls out with this book. And the way that we're going to do this, we're going to crowdfund it. It's going to be a print-on-demand book. And anything that's profit off of the title, we're going to split up by page and return to the creators that work on the book.
And there's one other thing too, Randy. I want to mention about the book. The book's going to carry 2 different logos. It's got the Indie Volt logo on there.
Yes, it does. It's incorporated the Indie Volt logo inside of the actual logo of the publication.
Right.
But this is also going to be the first book from the return of Arrow Comics.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So we're going to restart Arrow Comics, and this is going to be, like I said, a showcase book of people that work at, or not work, but people that have been on and are guests and are part of our family on Indie Volt. So if you want to be a part of this book, feel free to contact me, send me a submission, show me some stuff. We're looking for stories that are no longer than 8 pages long, that have a beginning, middle, and end to it. We want to have a good dozen or more story selections in here. Of different things, and I can tell you right now, we have JD has written a story that Daphne is illustrating featuring Mischievous, which is an old character that I had back in Tales from the Aniverse. That you'll be seeing a lot more of that as soon as here, hopefully soon. I want to do an Aniverse Omniverse collection, or an omnibus collection of the Aniverse material. Mischievous is going to be in there. At least I've got a very short story featuring my monkey Spank that'll be running there as well. Josh has turned in a science fiction story that is just amazing. The artwork on it is incredible. It's a great little tight tale that it's a lot of fun. And we want this book to be a lot of fun, a lot of different short stories and artwork that you're going to remember for a long time. And from people that you know, or that you hear 3 or 4 times a week here on the Indie Volt podcast.
Meredith says she's got stories. She needs to figure out the art. Yeah, that's the and she's very excited about Arrow Comics. And to me, that was pretty cool too, because it's like Arrow Comics.
I've been working on a crowdfunding book for a while, and I knew when I started it that it was going to be an Arrow comic as well. And this invitation is wide open to anybody that worked with me on Flint Comics, on Arrow Comics in the past, because we'll have you on the show before the book is up, and we'll talk. I've had an Arrow Comics special, in fact, on one of the Sunday Funnies where we had Ralph and Stu on, and I honestly hope that we can get a contribution from Ralph and Stu and Jason Moore and Mark Bloodworth and anybody else that wants to come in. We're going to feature 2 covers, and I have no idea who's going to do them yet. I have an idea of who I want to do them, but we need some commitments, which I'll be going out and looking for here in the days and the next couple of weeks. So, but the artwork deadline for this is going to be the end of February at the latest, actually the middle of February, I believe. We want to get all of the artwork in by mid-February. We'll have the production done and to the printer by the start start of March. That might be, hopefully by the end of February, we'll get that production done, because I'll be putting the files together for this as the stories come in. So it's literally going to be first come, first serve. We've only got, I would think, like less than 40 pages still available. And the rest of the material is being worked on already, or it's already in-house and almost done. I believe Daphne's probably really close to having Chevius done.
I've been privy to see some of the pages Daphne works on. Each time I'm like, that's badass.
It's really going to be a wide variety and a real fun product for people to purchase. We're going to try to keep the price low. We're going to offer a PDF, a digital file to anybody overseas, so we don't have to soak you for shipping costs, and so that you'll be able to read and enjoy it. And we'll also have physical copies available for anybody. So we're gonna start that campaign here probably right after the new year.
Which I'm gonna make sure, guys. Listen, you know me, I'm on your side. I'm gonna try to make sure that Rain doesn't get this on newsprint. I'm gonna try.
Oh no! I promise you, this is all going to be gray tones. I'm already looking at 60-pound white paper to print it on. It's going to be like typing paper. It'll be pretty. It'll be white, and the gray tones and the black and white lines are really going to pop on this. It's not going to be it's not going to be a sleazy newsprint saddle stitch thing. It'll be square bound. It'll have a UV coated cover. It's going to have painted front and back covers.
Not gonna do the Hicks method? Not gonna do the Hicks method?
Not going to do the Hicks method. No, I like the idea of doing the Hicks method, but we're not going to do it with this book. Not at all.
Now,
we're going to make this a real great showpiece for everybody to enjoy.
What was that, JD?
What's the Hicks method?
You send it off to a printer.
Stealing solo?
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Tell the printer to stick a label on it and send it out.
What it was like the really bad catalogs that you get mailed to you in the mail. It's newsprint all the way through with a real poor quality cover, saddle stitched, and with a mailing label stuck on the back of it and just shipped through the mail. We're not going to do that. Everything's going to be mailed in Gemini mailers. We're going to bag and board everything. Then there's probably going to be a few surprises in the campaign that I'm already planning on including. And it's just going to be a great, fun book. And that's the intention.
And Sten says, I whip myself through Xmas and dish out something. Stay tuned. Coming soon, Detective Ted Tired Gumshoe Theory. Can't wait to see that.
We can't wait to have Stinch send stuff in. He's already part of the planned story. Marv is going to be doing a story from Portugal. We're looking to get as wide a reach as possible. And believe me, everything is open. We do ask that the content remains PG-13 or lighter, not quite family-friendly material, but not R-rated either. No real heavy gore, absolutely no nudity or anything like that. Just a book that everybody can read and enjoy that's a lot of fun.
And too, I mean, look, guys, I mean, you're getting, I'm excited because it's I like anthology. I like anthology books. I used to not like them. I used to be like, oh, it's all these different stories and blah. But then, for some reason, like it was like 34, 35 years old. I started saying, hey, you got to see all these different takes on, good stories. And nobody was locked into telling a story next month, so they could do weird stuff with these characters that you wouldn't do otherwise. I have a question though, JD. Lola is doing a comic,
okay,
and she's asked me for some help from time to time.
Okay,
and I watched this. I've learned that what she really wants is just me to send this like
right.
Your wife is drawing what you've wrote.
Right.
Do you look over her shoulder and offer any opinions? Like, and after years of being married, is it like you have a verbal shorthand, or what's going on?
I'll explain it to you right now. This is our verbal shorthand. I'll write the script. I'll proof it 2 or 3 times, maybe more. I'll print it out. Well, more. I just send her a PDF file at that point, where I send her a Word file. So I give it to her, and I walk away, and life is good. That's all I have to say.
To each their own jobs.
I see.
Exactly.
I see.
Exactly.
So you know, because I was wondering, like, do you ever look at a page? You know, that you kind of phone there on that panel.
Now, did
and
you
watch
have
your
that?
eyes? It's like, what?
Did you have any problems coming to that conclusion, or is that how this is always run? Has there ever been that argument? I don't tell you how to write. You don't tell me how to draw.
No.
Well, there you go.
Been like this.
It's just ideal then.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
It's funny because I've worked even when I was very young, when I was first getting into this with my other artists. It was always like that. I would write the script, give it to them, and they would do their job. I did mine; they would do theirs. You know,
cool.
Now, Pops, when are you gonna get into writing?
I actually have something I'm working on with a friend of mine.
There you go.
She draws. I mean, it's all her idea. I'm more of a consultant and again, character in the story. I don't know why it is people like write me in their stories, but I'm down. And also,
that's because you look like the guy from Freak Brothers.
My grandson created a character that is going to be in Mojo Risen Book 2.
Cool.
And I'm also developing a character called Dr. Evil. Dr. Evil. Okay. Doc, last name Torrival. But if you read it, it's Dr. Evil.
Okay.
And dude's personality basically rolls with that. And we'll just leave it at that for now. But
Randy had a character in was it the New Breed, Randy?
Who what?
Was that character
for New Breed? Yeah, I put a character in a bald guy in a wheelchair, and I called him Charles Zackley because he looked exactly like Charles. Of course,
be this guy, but you know,
he was fried and dead by page 9. So
yeah, I remember him laying in the wheelchair, just fried, and I'm like, wow, well that's a good way to avoid the lawsuit. I killed him.
Well, see, word has it this dude only has to live 8 pages.
Okay.
But for Revolt, we already have funny animals. We've got science fiction. We've got a detective story. We've got a fantasy, an urban fantasy tale that's amazing by Seth that he's working on. It's really good. We've got. I'm pretty sure Eric's going to have a story for us. Varian keeps talking about doing a story, but we're not sure if he's going to hit the deadline or not.
Very 1 page. You know, it's you could do 1 page story, 1 page.
I know. Those look better and better every hour. I'm like,
But I really want to show off the Indie Volt family because we've been here for it'll be 2 years by the time the book has come out, and we've really grown a lot of friendships, especially with the circumstances out there and how important podcasting has become. And we've run across so many incredibly talented people that there's no way that we can't do something to show a lot of our friends off and the just the quality of work that they do. And so far, the stuff that we've got coming into Revolt, and I'm not just saying this because I'm editing, but because the work is just really incredible and very top notch. So it's going to be a real fun book to do, and I can't wait to crowdfund it and make this book go. Even though it is an anthology, and anthologies are hard to move.
Yeah. I have talked to Anthony about something in there, so Anthony maybe contribute something.
Anthony's got an invitation. Yeah. I keep hoping he'll do the Ballad of Kid Destructo. I think it'd be fun. Do it cartoony. It'd be really cool.
I think he has to be a scratch and sniff at that point, which costs a lot of money.
We're not here to talk about our porn career.
We can't. Noah's here.
We can't. Noah's here.
Yeah.
His parents will run in and shut the podcast. That's a little too adult for you.
Yeah. What are you doing to my child?
What are you doing listening to that? Yeah. I've got a story coming that's a superhero story where I'm using the Golden Age Daredevil that's going to be in the book. That's being drawn by an artist that I think is really underrated. That you've heard. I printed him in Flint Comics. His name is Jim Howard, and I don't think he's ever even done a podcast before. But hopefully we'll try to get him at least on the air to wave hello before the book comes out. But he's got a very unique look to his stuff, a very unique style, and he's very I can't wait to see the story come out. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
A lot of other stuff on the way. You can pay. We might have to make like an event page or something on Facebook in order to show some of this stuff off early.
Mm-hmm. I did want
to, as well as the campaign.
I did want to. During the last bit of the show, I want to talk to you guys about something that is important. I'm glad Pops is here. I was on Backer Paws a couple days ago.
Sarah, Noah's book is called Mavericks Decimation.
Yeah,
you can find it over on Indiegogo, and he's got artwork over there.
Yeah, hey, I'll put it back up on the screen really quickly.
He's already 10 issues, and then this issue is going to be a large graphic novel. 76 pages, you said?
Yep, no? 76. And like, you don't have to read any of the previous 10 issues to enjoy it. It's standalone. So everything that you need to know is explained in the book.
Cool.
So.
And I did just share this in the Madness. If you want to just, it's right there. You can find it right near the top of the page, I'm sure.
There it is right there. Yeah. Nice art. And he's you can definitely tell there's a Todd McFarlane influence in there. Noah, I know when you next year, when you turn 16?
Next year. Yeah, in February.
I'll send you the HBO Spawn to cartoons at that point. You'll be old enough to watch them at that point, and I'll make sure that you can watch. I'm gonna always make fun of your age until you're like.
Have you already seen those? Have you already seen those cartoons?
Now, dude.
I may have, I may have not have.
You don't want to admit it. Don't incriminate yourself.
When you're 50, bro, watch.
Doesn't want to admit to it.
But so, the thing was, anyway, I was on Backer Paws, and they had made a comment. I think it was Travis Gibb made a comment about streaming and streaming online, and he says, if you use, basically, it was the idea is that if you use StreamYard, Facebook is limiting your reach through StreamYard. Your bit of people you can get through. Now, my thing has always been this. Look, guys, it's a well-known. I don't think it's a well-known. I think it's a. Everyone knows that the Facebook numbers that you see on your videos are people. It doesn't mean people actually stopped and watched that video. They could have scrolled through. So when you're seeing, you got 500, 600 people that saw your video, that's all your friends just scrolling, through the timeline. What StreamYard tends to do is show you how many people are actually engaged watching the video. They've clicked it, they've got it up, and you'll see that number presented. So, but to hear that they had actually, there is an idea that StreamYard is actually being throttled on Facebook, was alarming to me because, you want to go out to as many people as you possibly can. We go out, we have the radio, but we also have Twitch. We also have YouTube, and we also pay for the highest stream they have. Now, I've been using StreamYard since before it was cool. I was in beta, but that's right. I'm a hipster. But I get a grandfathered price that it's a little cheaper for me. But the thing is, though, so I reached out. I'm like, hey, StreamYard, explain this. I mean, you guys are a tool for streaming. It shouldn't. I don't know how Facebook would go in there and throttle how many people can see the content. And I got an email back from Dana over at StreamYard, and she says, "Hey there, Marion. Well, let me tell you what I wrote. I wrote to her that basically what I wrote was that is it true that Facebook is limiting StreamYard broadcast?" And she says, hey there, Varian. Thank you so much for reaching out to us. Sorry for the delay, because I emailed them, 7 days ago, November 24th, Tuesday. She says, thank you so much for reaching out to us. Sorry for the delay. We have seen that Facebook does prioritize their own live content, but it really just depends. Facebook just pushes the content that they think is engaging because they just want to sell ads. And StreamYard allows you to create a lot more engaging content. You can show comments and viewers on screen. You can add video clips and custom graphics. You can add the 10 guests on screen. Some find engagements way higher with StreamYard, and others are just higher on Facebook Direct. Thanks, she told me, thanks for reaching out. And she told me if I have any other questions, reach out again to her, and she appreciates it. So basically, it's kind of still in the air. What I take from that, though, is that, again, Facebook is always going to push their own stuff because they can put ads in there. They're always going to do that. But as far as engaging content, you have to put out. I mean, it's we have all the pretty graphics and the pretty people on here, especially myself. I am a peach. Let's see Randy's face like what?
No, you're not.
But it's just like it's to me, it's like really sad that would happen. That they would try to get as much money out of people as they possibly can. Pops, you're gonna say something? I see you wiggling your fingers.
I'm ready whenever you're done, bro.
Yeah, I think that it is really bad that they would do that, and if that is the case, it might be time. I mean, to just stop streaming to Facebook altogether.
The real key on Facebook is if you don't want to be throttled, don't buy an ad. Because once they realize you have money, then they hit you up and then they castrate your. They make the algos go. It's back when I was in Flint Comics. I was hitting 3,000 people. I could do a post and I could see at least 2,000 people were seeing it. They had seen by 2,000. Okay. And then as soon as I took out an ad, and I took out one ad, $30 for a convention that I was throwing, I was worried about attendance on. I literally lost 0 on my views. And I was constantly barraged by these idiots about, hey, you want to up your exposure? Pay us. We're like, I'm kicking myself in the ass for buying the first ad. I'm not going to buy any more ads from you because I just saw you castrate my my visibility.
Look, I started doing this when I had a group of 400 people 8-9 months ago. It has grown. It hasn't grown because I let just anybody into the group, because I pretty much make sure they're comic fans or creators or artists or whatever. There is no padding on the numbers in the comic related madness. This is growing organically. Okay, then I decided, okay, Facebook plays around a lot. Play around a lot with everything. They cut you off after 8 hours if you're on StreamYard. And if you don't know that, you'd be talking for another 2 hours, not even knowing you're not even on Facebook anymore.
You're nowhere.
They cut you off, no matter where you're coming from.
And you
have to start your stream again.
There was a while there, YouTube wouldn't let you go beyond 2.
Okay.
They fixed that since then, but anyway.
Since I parted from Comics Cast and had to refigure this whole thing myself, I started building my YouTube page, and I've been posting the con to the YouTube page and then sharing it out to 20 or 30 different comic groups, sci-fi groups, horror groups, friends of mine that are admins that allow me to post the feed in their group. I don't know what the numbers are that we get. I know the group keeps growing. I know my subscriber went from 39 on the day I left Comics Cast to 117 on YouTube now. My Twitter following is over 200. Everything keeps growing. So something's working.
Excuse me.
Noah, go ahead.
I gotta head out because it's getting late. I have school tomorrow. But thanks for having me on and stuff.
All right,
Thanks.
Yeah, Noah, thanks for coming on, and
Yes.
we're gonna keep pushing your book here.
Thank you.
We're gonna check back in with you too.
Do one last push on it, will you?
Yeah,
before he leaves.
Yeah,
And join the madness, dude. Comic-related madness on Facebook.
Yeah, and we're gonna go. Let me put it right back.
Do you
up
need
real
that?
quick.
I've got it. If you don't,
I got it. I got it.
Okay.
Here we go. Hope that's it. There it is. Yeah. So here it is right here. One last time. Mavericks and Decimation on Indiegogo. NTM Comics Mavericks Decimation graphic novel. Pick that up. You got 28 days left, guys.
And for our radio listeners, Mavericks is spelled Maverix.
That's right. So go over there, donate. Don't donate. Give the man some money.
You can probably also find it under NTM Comics.
That's right. And Noah, where can they find you online on Twitter?
At Noah Mactus. So NOAHMACTUTUS.
All right. Thank you, sir, for coming on. We will be back in touch with you soon.
Yeah.
Have a good day. Have a good day at school tomorrow.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
Have a good night.
Take care, Noah. Good meeting you.
I like that kid.
And folks, this is a product also. If you go over there and see it, this is a product that's already passed his goal. This is a book that's definitely coming out. The kid's got a great heart. He's got 10 issues already under his belt. So he's learning, he's evolving, he's developing his stuff. And help him out if you can.
Yeah, don't let his parents crap on his dreams, man. Don't let his parents make him go to trade school and shit. Y'all go buy his book.
Come on, Pops, he's got to eat too.
Yeah, well, if everybody buys his book, he too can be EVS.
Yeah. He can.
It's a 76-page graphic novel. Who have I've never even done that. Well, I'm working now on mine. I'm halfway to that goal.
If you don't stop, sooner or later you're going to pass it. With your current book, so
yeah. Well, I know. I figure I will. It'll be 100 pages or so.
Yeah. I asked Randy how long his next book is, and he's like, I don't know. And I'm like,
yeah. The wife keeps telling me maybe I should cut it in half so that I could offer, and I'm like, no, I want to do the whole thing and have it done so I can move on to other stuff.
So the thing is, though, I also think, guys, when you're dealing with this whole engaging content thing, make engaging content. Mm-hmm. Don't overexpose yourself. Don't overexpose. Like if every time someone looks online, you're doing a show. I think that you need to make sure that show is different. That it's bringing people to the show. They're all listening. They're engaging back and forth. We really appreciate you guys here in the chat, offering advice, cussing us out when need be. We really appreciate it because that type of interaction helps a lot. And staying with the show. Let's see here. This is Indie Volt going indie limp because Zuckerberg stepped on the cable. Yeah. It's true. I mean, so just we really appreciate you guys. And what I want to also say is that if you when you're watching, we're not monetized yet. So those subscriptions, when you subscribe, when you click the thumbs up on the video, especially on YouTube, it does go a long way. And maybe we, if you go over to YouTube and the people are watching on YouTube, maybe we can get off of the Facebook.
And if Zuckerberg ever does step on our cable, we've still got Indie Volt Radio. Where we're literally hitting tens of thousands of listeners all over the world. So what's our current radio number? If we broke that 60 grand or the 60 mark yet?
Not yet. We're at 50. We're 59, 881. So we lost 7 people.
Did we?
Yeah, lost 7 people. But that's
come on, folks. Don't let it fall behind. Sorry if we bored you. Holy crap.
We are at our 2-hour mark, so we're gonna
ask everybody. We love all of you.
We're gonna ask everybody where they can be found. Pops, where can they find you at, sir?
Comic Related Madness on Facebook, Comic Talk with Pops Van Zandt on YouTube.
Awesome. Awesome. And I forget that you got that show. I keep forgetting. I got to remember that. And JD, did you change the name of your show?
No, well, it was. I've always been debating as to call it Indie Comics Explained or the Comics Degenerate.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going to be Indie Comics Explained at some point.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's still under JD Calderon. So
I'm telling you, JD, listen, that one guy, because it's K Solo, he has this show. And I just need you to put a hat on. We'll get you drunk. And you'll just come on the show like, man, you know comics, bro. Man. I went to the Comic-Con, right? And I smacked this dude because he looked at me. And yeah. Comics, bro. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold up.
That's professionalism.
Pass that.
Okay.
Pass that down here.
Yeah, pass that. Where can they find you, JD?
They can find me at theoswaldchronicles.com, on Facebook under JD Calderon, under Twitter under JD Calderon.
That's what you do.
They can find me on DeviantArt under the Oswald Chronicles, and you can also find me on Facebook. On Facebook and YouTube under JD Calderon. Also, we have the Oswald Chronicles currently on Indiegogo. So if you want to go check it out, that's a couple of the covers, and that's the third one. So it's these 3 books, and it's for the Oswald Chronicles.
I was kind of laughing there when you mentioned DeviantArt. I'm like, did you dust that site off? To go there. How's your MySpace page doing?
That's where I find all my artists, man.
It says DeviantArt right above your head, Randy.
Huh?
It says DeviantArt right above your head. Right above your head, it says DeviantArt. Because
there you go.
Lola made us get a DeviantArt page.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's you guys', huh?
Yeah.
I got a DeviantArt page too. I just haven't put anything on it in 12 years.
I had a Robot Laundry page from her. You guys remember that?
Robot Laundry?
Yeah, Robot Laundry.
I know all y'all missing MySpace. Right?
I used to be a regular contributor to Drunk Duck.
Yeah. The Robot Laundry was.
Chad the Fat Kid is on Drunk Duck.
Is it?
That was my first webcomic. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. See, Robot Laundry was like DeviantArt, but it's supposed to be cooler and more freedom, and they didn't last long. Yeah.
I think I got disgusted at Drunk Duck and tore all of my stuff out of there because nobody was looking at it. It's like, why?
I was the number 2 webcomic for 2 months in a row.
Cool.
Nice.
Do you get paid? You get that sweet cheddar?
No, it cost me money because I was using Project Wonderful like crazy.
There's no cheddar at Duck.
Remember Project Wonderful?
I like Project Wonderful.
Yeah. It's just a memorial to it. When you go to the website now, it's just.
Then they sold out to Platinum Studios, if I'm not mistaken. That's why we tore everything out. Is that right?
That was that had happened first, and then they tried to rebrand, and there's just. Yeah.
Same thing with Wowio. I was over on Wowio for a while with a bunch of digital comics, and then Platinum come in and yanked everything out.
Webtoon and Tapas. That's the future of comics on the internet.
Webtoons. Tapest? What's Tapest?
It's just another same. It's the same type of platform where you're endless scrolling the comics.
Yeah. Cool. Eric, where can they find you at?
Well, you can find me at Webtoons if you look for the Dreaded Dinosaur Man, and working on a new chapter, getting ready to pop that out. EricHodson.com. That's ErikHodson. Click buy prints, help me pay the rent, and of course at Dreaded Dinosaur there on all of Twitter, Instagram, and the Facebook page.
Meredith laughed at us and said, "Just up my game even more." Stint says, "Meredith Logren, sorry, I ate the sodium because I am full of self-disappointment."
The step on me. This is. It also says, "Randy, don't flex your Viagra prescription."
Oh yeah, there you go. That's not Viagra, buddy.
Joseph. Oh, right.
I might be old, but there's some things you still don't need.
Joe says I still have a DeviantArt page, Silverbolt 14. Go over there and everybody troll his page tonight. Stim says my old Angel Fire is out there somewhere in the deep web. Meredith says my I got
GeoCities site is still alive.
GeoCities.
It looks like shit, but it's out there. It's still there. LOL. Yeah.
I used to call it Geocities rather than GeoCities.
Geocities?
Yeah, I used to call it Geocities.
Check
I
my
don't.
Juno mail. I haven't done
Rhymes
that.
with atrocities. Yeah.
That's what most of my site is. Yeah. Stin says Taptastic is the gay end of Webtoons. I swear I'm blasted with boy love every time I go there. Blasted with boy love. That sounds like a.
Where are you looking, Steve?
Yeah. Stin says I totally read your comic to Randy's and don't flex
Well, Noah's gone. We can go there.
Yeah. Good thing Noah's not here. We are TVMA DLSV people. Yes.
I'm going to set up my Neo City soon. Yeah. GeoCities actually tried to come back in, I think it was Japan for a minute, but that didn't work out. So, Randy, where can they find you at?
You can find me on Facebook under Randy Zimmerman. You can find me on Twitter under Randy Zim. Any submissions, again, you can send to randyjzim@gmail.com for the Revolt book. And we're going to be back here on Thursday, right? This
Thursday morning.
Tomorrow,
I'll be back.
Tomorrow we'll be running Geekgasm, or not we will, but Meredith and Daphne will have Geekgasm running. Maybe even a special appearance by Lola, the Indie princess.
Yeah, maybe. I'm gonna try to drag her on. We'll see what we can do. Got some other guests tonight, tomorrow night too. I'll let you know if that works out.
Comics and genre media with a feminine perspective on Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. Go ahead.
I will say, we say with feminist perspective, but these are some of the most toxic women I know. Toxic femininity, it's a thing.
Toxic femininity,
yeah, it's a thing.
Ladies' night was the best night I had on Monday Madness. You can't shoot that down.
They have some. Ooh, I thought we were bad, and then me and Randy back here Thursday morning for Indie Volt, the
Breakfast Buzz. Yes. And then I'll be back on Sunday morning with an episode of the Sunday Funnies, where we talk about the more lighthearted and whimsical side of comics. Daphne is usually my co-host on that as well. So we talk about like I said, the lighter and more funnier comics. So we're just here to have fun and point out the fun, lighthearted entertainment value that comics and sequential art has.
I'm looking at why Eric's going to get his book in a lot of trouble. Sorry.
And again, you'll be hearing more news about Revolt. We'll have, or I should say, Indie Volt Revolt as we go along, as we secure more stories and cover artists. And, I'm hoping to offer 2 different covers for the book just to do it. It all depends on who wants to do a cover and who answers my call. So
Meredith says Lola gonna be there for shoe cam, and Sten says
Meredith Logren feet pics galore. Yes.
Which gets us one of these. Guys, I am very glad KYD_V on the Twitter, and you can find me there. You can find me Varying Ground on every place else, Facebook, Instagram. Last Call Comics, lastcallcomics.com, a publishing company here on Indie Volt. And always don't forget you can also sign up to my distribution company, ledg.us, Liberty Entertainment Distribution Group. Getting your books in the comic stores all over the country. Got a new catalog we're putting together very soon. Going to be shipping that out. Working very hard on that. Got a lot of
probably
stuff.
Will be done in the Hicks method, by the way.
Yeah. That catalog is going in out of the Hicks method. Yeah.
Hicks format. Yeah.
Yeah. I've been working on a lot of stuff. You're going to see a lot of stuff. It looks like I'm being lazy. I'm not. 2021 is going to be a very
big year for everybody.
You're going to see just constant stuff kind of coming out, and you'll think I'm not resting. But what you don't understand is, like, for the last 6 months, I've been working real hard. And so even when I was laying down on the sofa, I was working. So, guys, thanks for being here with us. We will see you guys all back here on those days he told you.
Wednesday and Thursday and Sunday. We're on our way out the door. We want to remind everybody of the immortal words of Jack Kirby, who says, "Kids, comics will break your heart."
That's right.
I want to remind everybody that we are on Indie Volt Radio. You can get to us through indievolt.com. We're available with apps off of the Google Play Store and at Streama. And if you ask Alexa, she will turn on Indie Volt Radio for you. Whenever you're not hearing podcasts like this on Indie Volt Radio, there is a wide variety of alternative and independent music programmed by the Indie Princess herself. There's also a Indie Volt TV channel on your Roku box with wrestling programs and movies of all sorts of crazy types, and even some longer form podcasts like this one where we may say and do things that YouTube might frown on and Facebook would scream about. So we're always interested in your input at Indie Volt Live at indievolt.com. Please send us your suggestions, your comments, your questions. No question is too big or too silly. Please include Indie Volt Live in the subject line. And please also keep those emails to 90 words or less so that Varian can type them on a card and we can discuss them on future editions of this podcast.
Until then, everybody.
Deeply appreciate everybody listening to us, no matter where you are. We hope you stay healthy. We hope you take care of yourself. Remember to, if you wear a cloth mask on a regular basis, to please wash it, so that you're not breathing your own crap in after a couple of weeks, even though you have to wear it. Anyway, other than that, we want to remind everybody Arrow Comics is coming back.
Arrow Comics 4.0.
Arrow Comics 4.0, because
we're putting the band back together.
So we hope everybody has a great week.
Good night, everybody.
Take care, folks. We'll see you soon. Oh, my sign! I'm signing it. I got it.
Somebody do their job.
Yeah,
I got it.
What you've accomplished.
Do you draw the Flintstones naked? There's a market for that.